All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's Israelite Prepper. The question has been asked of me, and that question is, what do I do on the Sabbath? What do I do for the Sabbath? And the truth be told, not a lot. Not a lot. I actually rest. And I mean, obviously, the Bible outlines the things that we can do and the things that we can't do. Obviously, all you do is you go to Exodus 20 and 8. And people who come in and they start to do the Sabbath and want to take the Shabbat, they're like, well, what do I do? And I think it's interesting to know that when someone begins to observe the Sabbath and guard the Sabbath, what's weird, I guess, is we don't know how to rest. We don't know how to rest. We have this busy hustle and bustle life, and we actually have to ask someone how to rest. I think that's funny. I think that's comical, actually, because I was actually one of those people when I first started doing the Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath. I don't know, it's almost 10 years ago now, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to not do stuff, not to do things. You know, our minds and our body is so preoccupied with all kinds of stuff, and we're always coming and going. And we don't know how to rest, you know. And I've gotten the question before. I've gotten it a number of times. You know, what do you do? Not a lot. Not a lot. But the Bible does tell us a few things. Obviously, you can go there and it'll let us know that we need to observe it. You can go to Exodus, you can go to Deuteronomy, you can go to Leviticus. And it just wants us to observe it, keep it. We know that it is a sign between the Most High and us, the Most High and his people, Israel. We know that if we look at Nehemiah, that we're not supposed to do any buying and selling. You go to Nehemiah 10 and 31, go to Nehemiah chapter 13, 15 through 17. It was that serious. He was like, shut the gates. We're not buying any of your victuals, any of your food. We're not buying that. We're not doing that. Nehemiah stood up. I respect him. I like Nehemiah. And if you come back around here, I'm going to put some hands on you. Okay? So no buying and sell, or else you're going to throw hands with Nehemiah. So you want to observe it, remember it, guard it. No buying and selling. So that means, doesn't mean you can't go out of your house. You can't do anything. Well, that's not true, because you can leave your house to go to class, right? Or go to synagogue, right? But you can go, but where you go, do not buy or sell or force anyone to work. So that means no one needs to be serving you, okay? Obviously, when we go back to the rules, it's like, okay, well, you don't work. You don't make your wife, your kids work. Your manservant, maidservant work. You don't even make your animals work. So you can't go to a restaurant and make them work for you. Okay? Some of us who've been doing it for a while, if we go somewhere, we have to buy. We're racing to the grocery store. We're watching the sun go down. Or if you happen to be at a restaurant, let's just assume the restaurant is kosher to eat. You're trying to get it done and eat before the sun actually goes down. But as far as the Sabbath, obviously we know it is Friday night or 6th day at night at even until 7th day at even. That's how we keep it. We observe it, remember it, honor it, reverence it. It is a day of rest. Number 1, rest. Number 2, no buying, no selling. Number 3, no working. Don't work. Take the day off. There's some people who quit jobs because they wouldn't get the Sabbath off. There's some people who they stood their ground and they said, I'm not working on the Sabbath, and that's just the bottom line. Oh, well, if you don't, you're going to get written up. Oh, write me up. Or if you don't, this is going to happen. And well, okay, take my hours away. Take a day away. I don't care. I'm not working on Sabbath. So they had the courage of their convictions. So no work. Secondly, if you look at Leviticus 23, we're supposed to have a holy convocation. So that's you going to class, have a class, you know, even if it's a home fellowship. Nothing wrong with that. You have a home fellowship or you go to class or something like that. have a holy convocation. Obviously, when we go into the New Testament, we know that they went to class, they went to synagogue every Sabbath and stood up for to read. So that's what you want to do. You want to be selfless when you look at Isaiah 58. And let's look at it like this. Isaiah 58, and let's see here, 13, 14. It said, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day. Now he's talking about business, conducting business. And call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thy own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. So, don't find your own pleasure in that. Now, some people say, oh, well, I can't read a book, I can't watch a movie. That's not it. You're going to have people who believe that, they get a little bit overzealous. But yeah, you can watch a movie, you can read a book, okay? Provided you did pray, you did worship, you did go to class, okay? You did set aside time for the Most High, okay? And that time you put him first, okay? And you rest, okay? So you pray, you worship him, give thanks, go to a class, and you rest, okay? Now, if you want to do something that, of course, don't cook. Don't work, don't cook. No buying, no selling. Now, on the no cooking thing, you prepare yourself. Now, I started off using like the 3 S's for the Sabbath. What I do as far as eating, the 3 S's. I eat salad, sandwiches, and I knew I was going to miss that third one. But soup. Salad, sandwiches, soup, and then I added a C, which is cereal. I don't know. I like cereal. I don't know. But that's what I do for the Sabbath. That's what I do. Sometimes there may be like leftovers, and I'll eat leftovers or whatever. But I don't cook it. So for those of you out there, you're wondering, okay, what do I do on the Sabbath? Not much. Okay, it's really it's quite simple. Okay, it's quite simple. It's simple to understand. Sometimes it's hard to execute, especially if you're new to trying to honor and keep the Sabbath. You do nothing. First and foremost is rest. Second, you want to reverence it and recognize the Most High, that he gave you this rest. He gave you 6 days to labor, to do all your labor, and on a 7-day rest. Okay, you're really going to experience the power of keeping it when you develop the practice and the conviction of it. When you get to the point where you're just like, you know what? I'm going to race home Friday night. So I'm at home at sundown. At my house, what I do is I take my family, and Friday nights what we do, the electronics go off and everything at dinner time. No electronics. We sit down at the table. We talk to each other. We pray, and we bring the Sabbath in. We welcome the Sabbath in. That's what we do. We welcome the Sabbath in by talking to each other. We might be talking to each other about our week, but Friday night is family dinner night. So we get busy. The kids got to go over here and go over there. We got to do this. We got to do that. I'm working. I might be working late. Whatever the case may be. But when I'm in town with my family, doing our thing, Friday night, boom, dinner right before the Sabbath. Sit down, have dinner. The Sabbath comes in. We bring in the Sabbath together. Spend our time together. We have our dinner. No TV, no phones, no internet, none of that stuff. Now, we may do, after dinner, we may maybe play a family game or something, or maybe watch a movie. Something like that. We'll do something like that. Then the next day, at some point during the week, I prepared my lesson. The next day, I let the family sleep in, rest. We sleep in instead of getting up every morning. You got school and stuff. You get up at 5, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, getting ready, doing that. But on Saturday, we sleep in. I'm kind of the habit of getting up early anyway, so I may still get up a little early, maybe 6, 7, something like that. If I get up normally about 5:30, me sleeping in is like 7, 7:30, whatever. But I will be lazy because I already have my lesson. I already know what I'm going to teach over on Fountain of Israel. So I already know what I'm going to teach. So I'm just lazy. I sit around, watch TV, I eat snacks. That's one thing. I get really snack hungry on the Sabbath. Probably a mental thing. But that's it. I eat snacks. And then if I do get hungry, I usually do a lesson, about noon, somewhere around noon. And I eat snacks. I spend time with my family. I just be nice and lazy. I pray. If I think of something to be thankful for, I thank the Most High for whatever the case may be. I try to have an attitude of gratitude that day. And then I teach my lesson. Then after that, we'll adjourn. We'll adjourn the class, and we'll go back, finish our day, go take a nap, read a book, read some scripture, watch a movie, play a game. Just be together. And then, as the Sabbath begins to close, we go right back to the hustle and bustle of our life. So, in summation, that's it. Observe, reverence it. No buying, no selling, no working. A holy convocation, a holy gathering, a home fellowship counts. Be selfless, give time, give the Most High some of that mental energy that you have. Give him some of your time and your focus, okay? And no cooking. Prepare yourself throughout the whole week. But I mean, some of us, we get frantic towards the end because the Sabbath is coming. If the Sabbath is upon us, we're looking at the sun, we're looking at our watch, so on and so forth. But just prepare your meals. Like I said, I started with the 3 S's and a C. I had soup, salad, sandwiches, and cereal. That's what I do. Now I get a lot of snack foods and stuff. And I'm kind of a fruit guy. I'm kind of, I like fresh fruit. Mangoes and grapes and bananas and stuff like that. So I kind of like that type of thing. But, you prepare. And if you guys have some ideas, some things on how you spend your Sabbath, okay, put it in the comment section below. And it may help new people when they start coming into the Sabbath. When you start thinking about when you first start taking the Sabbath, guarding the Sabbath, it was it's a little difficult. It was a little weird, a little different. You're not used to it. You're not used to not doing much of anything. So there may be some brethren out there who feel the exact same way. How to keep the Sabbath is Israelite Pepper.